JingOS is a very good operating system that promised an alternative to Android OS for tablets and also for at least for tablets or touchscreen devices. Which was built on Linux, and it was a great promise that it could actually work with not only ARM based touchscreen devices but would also work with something like Intel. I have few two in one. I tried testing. It didn't work. As the touch part didn't work. But if you ask me, when I tested Ubuntu, the Ubuntu web, and when I tested the JingOS, I felt JingOS was a better refined OS, uh, and uh, and if more work would have been put, it would be a great alternative. I have seen Deepin Linux. I have seen other some of other distributions coming out of China, but I feel JingOS was probably one of the best out there. It was light. It had a very clean interface, and it was intuitive as far as execution is concerned. As with any alpha or beta software, it also had problems, but overall, I really liked it, and I was expecting some more refinements in the future. In fact, I was trying to reach out to their founders to see if something can be done or drivers can be provided for my Acer 110 two-in-one laptop, which is based on Intel Atom. But recent news which I'm hearing, not only that basically JingOS was made for JingPad 1 and the future JingPad tablets, and the promise was that it would be not based on Android but on a modified Linux based operating system. The benefits of it is the OS is open source, not controlled by Google, and really a different take on how the Unix operating, the Linux ecosystem has alternatives for touch OS, at least in tablets and other ARM devices, which is lightweight and can be used. And So there are two, if you know already, there is a UB port, which is Ubuntu Touch uh, successor, but this was another take, and I really saw a lot of promise. It's just that it didn't work. What I'm hearing is they have slashed their prices. They have fired a lot of employees. I don't know what is their funding future, and I'm also hearing that updates for x86 architecture for JingOS may not be available in future. There can be two things: either they are focusing solely on ARM devices. While I have concerns that how the JingOS would proceed, I hope by becoming lean, they focus on being more productive and probably getting out their OS out. I'm not sure if they are from their Indiegogo campaign. There was a lot of promise. One was a very good tablet, along with a completely open source alternative operating system, which is JingOS. Now that the tablet sale, they are giving at a such a huge discount, which begs to ask if there are a lot of inventory left out. Other point is on these ominous news about the OS and the firings, which also puts a bit of confusion. Again, for many it won't matter, but for somebody like me who wished that JingOS succeeds, um, it's a bit of a sad story. But I hope any other startup or any other uh, hardware or any other team open source project that is working on creating a alternative to Android for touchscreen devices, specifically with something like ARM or let's say Raspberry Pi also. Uh, Obviously, I would say the best suggestion would be to look at the minimum amount of RAM usage with a decent processor, a low power processor, because energy efficiency is everything. Apple devices are one of the hallmarks in energy efficiency and getting the best out of their limited hardware. And that is what anybody should target when they are building their operating system. They can focus on a set of platforms, but they should optimize to be lean. Uh, I also want to comment in this that uh, Google for Share OS is another experiment that is going on, but I don't know. They have a microkernel as they have developed a microkernel. I think that is separate from Linux. That's interesting. I think it's open source. That can also be a good starting point. So thank you. That's all I had to say. Have a nice day.